Hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks like you. If you're new to our show, we cover the geek news beat and share our opinions. I'm your host, Chuck, and with me we have Randy. Say what's up to the people, Randy.
Yo, what's up, Geek Beast? Chuck, man, what are we talking about tonight?
What are we talking about tonight? We're going to first start off with a legend. Peter Cullen to receive Lifetime Achievement Award in the Transformer news. The National Academy of Television Arts and Science announced Wednesday that voice actor Peter Cullen will receive a Lifetime Achievement Award. Cullen will receive his award at the Children and Family Emmy Awards on December 17th. Cullen has been a voice actor since the 70s. He is the most famous for the voice of the only Optimus Prime.
Just
What's up?
that alone deserves induction.
That's why they're putting him in there, Randy. He said transform and roll out every episode.
All right, that deserves that deserves all kinds of awards and ceremonies. Oscar contention, I don't care. I know it's a television show, but I don't care. He's the goddamn voice of Optimus Prime.
Yes, he is the voice of Optimus Prime.
I do not know of, it's a few voices that might trump that, like Vader. I don't know.
That's probably it. That is probably it. I'm trying to think who has a more.
I'm trying to think.
The voice of Mario. But in television,
there are a lot of our Mario.
Morgan Freeman, maybe.
Well, Morgan Freeman's on a different playing field. We're not.
Yeah.
But
He's
he's not distinct to
the
like a
voice.
particular, yeah. Or
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
the Batman guy, the one that just
Te-
passed away.
Yeah. Was it Tim Bruce? Is it Tim? Not Tim Bruce. Was it Tim?
I don't know. He's still not Peter Cullen.
That's true.
He's not.
Hey, roll out. Hey,
Transform and roll out. Autobots.
Roll out. Yeah. I
Those
don't know.
Autobots transform and roll out.
And maybe it's some people that we're overlooking right now, but it's not a lot. That's pretty goddamn. That's pretty damn dope.
Yeah, that's who he is. Well, Peter Cullen is going to go into the Hall of Fame.
Hey, I have no objections to that at all.
He the funk came in and said Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy.
Okay. Yeah, Kevin Conroy.
And I think Kevin Conroy is on that level. I just don't know if it's better. I don't know any voice. I want to know why it took this long.
I don't know. Because he's still alive. They probably want to wait for him to see if he's going to die anytime soon.
So you wait for him to die to put him in the Hall of Fame or give him a
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Right, you wait for him to die to get
That's what they usually do. That's what they usually do, Randy.
Plenty of people who don't get Lifetime Achievement Award.
Hey. Sometimes they want people to die as they put them in there.
The CC DeVille Award, they give it to Golden Globes all the time. They actually have the recipient there.
Yeah, that's the Golden Globes, though. We're not talking about the Golden Globes. We're talking about the National Academy of Television Arts and Science.
Hey, he deserved one of the Golden Globes, the Emmys, the National Arts and thing. He deserved all of it. He's Optimus Prime.
I hear you. And he's also done other voices. Scooby-Doo.
He's Scooby-Doo and Optimus Prime?
Has done various voices for Scooby-Doo, various voices. And I don't think he's done Scooby-Doo's voice.
Okay, I'm gonna say
various voices for Scooby-Doo. Assorted Mogwai and Gremlins.
Oh, okay.
DuckTales.
Who was he in DuckTales?
I don't know, man. I can't recall who he was in DuckTales. Let's look at Peter Cullen. Who he was in DuckTales.
Information, man. I'm just asked it.
I don't know, man. Let me find Peter Cullen DuckTales.
Yeah. Like, was he Scrooge or one of Huey, Dewey, or Louie? Launchpad McQuack?
No, he was Admiral Grimmett's bank job Beagle and various minor characters.
He was one of the Beagles? Okay.
He was bank job Beagle, the big one, the big dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he was Admiral Gremlins.
I know the Beagle brothers.
Okay.
Man, he's had an amazing career.
The real Ghostbusters, not the fake Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters.
Ooh, the real Ghostbusters was an offshoot of Ghostbusters. They had nothing to do with the movies.
It had nothing to do with the Ghostbusters TV show at all.
I didn't know Ghostbusters had a TV show.
The real Ghostbusters?
The real Ghostbusters is a cartoon.
Yes.
And it had nothing to do with the movies, is what I'm saying.
Yes. And they had the real Ghostbusters and they had Ghostbusters. And Ghostbusters is a different cartoon than the real Ghostbusters.
I don't remember Ghostbusters having a cartoon. I'm not saying
it's not made like, it's not like the normal Ghostbusters. It's a different type of Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I remember the real Ghostbusters. I actually used to watch it.
But they had another one called the real Ghostbusters.
And I do remember Ghostbusters having an animated version because Slimer was in it and he was always sliming people.
Yes. But there was another cartoon called Ghostbusters, and they drove an old jalopy like a Model T car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember the real Ghostbusters.
That's Ghostbusters. It's two cartoons.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
one was based on the movie. One had the same characters from the movie.
Yes.
And then one did.
That's the real Ghostbusters.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the real Ghostbusters didn't.
Yeah. So yeah, that happened. So
actually we
might. Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the real Ghostbusters is based off of the
movies, yes. Yeah. And Ghostbusters are not.
Yeah.
So people get that confused. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's been in a number of shows. Some probably quite impressive. Since it's Friday, Randy, what are you drinking since it's happy hour? For those that didn't know in the chat, we're in happy hour. What are you drinking, Randy?
I'm slipping. I'm just drinking some water.
Man.
I'm boring. I'm drinking water.
Why are you drinking water?
Man,
What's up with that?
It's not trying to say hydrated. It's trying to say
You know what
alive.
I'm saying? You know, I'm over here drinking that eggnog already. They got eggnog out already.
And it don't matter. If you enjoy eggnog, drink eggnog. If you want to put your Christmas lights out now, put your Christmas lights out now. Enjoy your life. So I'm a supporter of you drinking eggnog right now.
That's right. Eggnog is not a Christmas drink.
Don't matter.
It's a holiday drink, a
Don't
winter
matter.
holiday drink.
Don't matter. If you enjoy eggnog, drink eggnog.
I know it, right? Why don't they just make it all year round?
Yeah, if you enjoy eggnog,
I don't
drink
understand why
eggnog.
it's not all year round. This
Right.
seasonal crap be killing me.
Yeah. Nobody should have to wait for
Like
they want.
Starbucks has sugar plum danishes. They only bring them out for the holiday season. And if you ain't in Starbucks by 10 a.m., they're gone. No matter when you go. It's like, can I get a sugar plum danish? Like, we sold out. Like, what?
Yeah.
Y'all just opened like 2 hours ago. No, we opened at 7. We
That's
sold out by like 10.
That's bad inventory management.
That is bad inventory management.
Yeah.
You know, you only have this seasonally. It's kind of like Trader Joe's has triple ginger beer.
Mhm.
You heard of triple ginger beer?
I have not.
So I have a whole cabinet full of these glass containers in case I make beer one day. Because I still have this fantasy of brewing my own beer.
I do
killing
too. I
people.
think making a craft beer would be dope.
My nephew
Yeah.
does it.
Yeah.
Who?
My nephew
Your
does
nephew?
it. Yeah, he used to do it a lot, but he moved into a condo, so he had limited space. But he
Okay.
used to do it quite a bit, and same thing. I wanted to do it too, you know, but it does take
Yeah.
a lot of space and a lot of time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
craft
Well, I got the
beer
bottles.
I love craft beer.
I got the
man.
bottles.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, craft beer is the best. You know, they make like a bunch of non-alcoholic beers now.
Yeah.
Like Heineken
Yeah.
has like a non-alcoholic beer,
Mhm.
all this stuff, and I'm actually curious to check it out because
Mhm.
I have no desire. I know Chuck. Chuck drinks non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, I don't drink anymore. So
I have
Yeah.
no. I want alcohol in my shit.
no, I'm good. I don't need alcohol in my shit. You know, I'm trying to stop the diabetes and
No, I
more
get it.
damage to my kidneys. So
I
I'm like,
get
I
it.
don't need alcohol to my.
I get it.
I don't
No,
need alcohol. Mhm.
prioritize your health. We
As I do. I
we-
do.
we-
I
Yeah,
do.
we support
and-
recommending
And
people
honestly,
to.
that's the reason why I don't really drink anymore too, because
Uh-huh.
you know I had that little gout incident, so I've been
Yeah.
avoiding
Yeah.
the alcohol as well. But
Totally understand, Rodney.
Absolutely.
every once in a while, you know,
You know, I get it. I get it. People like, you drinking beer? Like, nah, I ain't drinking. You not drinking? Like, I told y'all I wasn't drinking. You still not drinking? Like, man, I've been sober over a year now. It's okay.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. As the funk says, I think the non-real Ghostbusters was my childhood first encounter with the bait and switch. Yes, it was. But it was a good bait and switch because I enjoyed that cartoon. That cartoon was so silly.
Which one, the real one or
The real Ghostbusters. Well, both of them were
Ghostbusters.
silly. I used to watch
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah, I watched both of them, Joe. Yeah, I just
This segment brought to you by the Old Geekish Network. Yes, that's about right. The Old Geekish Network. It is. It is. Kids are like, what's a Ghostbuster?
well, they've had Ghostbusters, right? Ghostbusters
Yeah.
had a movie
Yeah.
come out about 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. But there you got to think there's a whole generation of kids that didn't have any
Don't have any
Ghostbusters.
idea what Ghostbusters are.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, none,
Absolutely.
none.
Nope.
None. I went to an event yesterday for one of the grad school programs I was in.
Mhm.
My undergrad, from undergrad, and I went in and I saw students graduating, and like mine said Berkeley 98 on it, and I seen Berkeley 2030. I was like, my God, you weren't even born when I went to the program. Your parents weren't even married when I went to the program. It was a whole group of them. I was like, I am officially the OG in the room. There's like 2 of us in there, or 3 of us. There's this Vietnamese woman who was a Sloan Fellow, and it was right before PPIA got made. So she was last year Sloan Fellows, which program changed. And there's a guy that's there the 3rd year that the program changed. And I was like, wow, this program's been around like 40 years. So it's interesting meeting people from different generations. I thought I was gonna be the OG in the room. I walked in the little karaoke room and I was like, I'm like, am I the oldest person in here? I think I am. I'm the OG. Then they came in. I was like, okay, swoo. I thought I was gonna be the OG. People are like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 47. They're like, really? I'm
Damn.
22. I'm 21. I went to the program in 23. I was like, wow. Wow. So it's amazing how generations jump around. So I was asking them questions like, is this still in place? Did this happen? And they did it all remotely, so it had to suck for them.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the world keeps moving. It just keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, it's so funny. You meet people like they were 2018 and 2019. Like I did it in 2019, and it was the last year it was in person for us.
Yeah.
Where people would say, I'm going to go to Berkeley for the summer. And Berkeley's like, nope, we're going to do it all online. You're going to stay in your mama's house and do this class.
Which is it's interesting. It's interesting.
So you had people at Berkeley, University of Michigan, Princeton, University of Washington. You had people in Harvard. No, Harvard didn't do it this year. John Hopkins. Yeah, different and they all did them remote. And I was like, what's the point of putting the title of the school on there if you're remote? They're like, cause the professors. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I
Professors.
said, why they could have saved money, just have one set of professors teach everyone, make everybody tune in at the same time.
I don't know. Like I never had the option to go to school online. So I wonder would I've enjoyed that experience.
Yeah, this is a group of strangers to come together. It's like road rules.
Okay.
It's like real world. So it's a group of strangers. They throw all of y'all into a dorm, and you talk about public policy and international affairs as people of color, Black Indigenous people of color. But they didn't have that experience. They all had it online. So you went to Yale or Harvard, and you didn't get to meet the person that went to Morehouse or Spelman or a historically Spanish a Spanish institution. You didn't meet this person from like St. Mary.
You can meet them online. You just don't have the same like living experience.
I mean, no, you don't. And that's where everything happened, Randy. People cooking their foods and stuff.
Right,
We had parties.
Right, you don't live with them, but
you don't have that. Yeah.
You still meet them.
We don't. Some of them never met each other.
Like what? Like they never met each other in person.
In person, right? Yeah.
You all interact, engage, talk.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Not the same to you.
It's not the same to them. All of them were upset about not having that experience of going in the cafeteria and yelling about international studies and stuff in person and sharing each other's foods. Yep, like Rodney said, he never met his coworkers.
Like I've never met
in real life.
I talk with my coworkers, but I don't meet them personally.
Have y'all ever had a work function where they bring all of y'all together? That's so weird to me.
Like I work in Ohio. All of my coworkers work in Jacksonville, Florida, or Dallas, Texas.
And your manager hasn't gotten together, your director hasn't said, hey, let's all meet up in Texas and we're going to have an offsite together.
I have not. Like
that is weird.
Ever met
because tech companies are known for offsites. Like, look, we know we live in this new reality, and we're going to have everybody actually meet each other in person.
We've never.
So it's so funny. I met my coworkers. I've been online with them, like Jacob, for example. I have one in Jacob. Jacob's like 6'8", right? When I saw him online, I didn't know he was that tall. We're just talking and stuff. He didn't know I was so short. He knew I was short because you can see behind me. He can measure it out. And I saw him in person. I was like, wow.
Yeah. See, with my coworkers, since the pandemic, I have not had that experience. I'm like, or look down on somebody like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Like your company should have an offsite where they bring all the them and you all and the cross-functional teams together so y'all can actually problem solve and talk and you can actually know each other.
Yeah, then that's that bullshit they keep telling me why I gotta go in the office. I'm all right with not meeting people.
But if you go in the office, you're not gonna be there with your coworkers.
What I'm saying is like cross functionality, talking to people, doing all those types of things. That's why they say we should come into the office. And I'm
But
like,
not if you're not going to see your team anyway.
yeah, but like there's people in my office. It's just not on my team.
But that's what I'm saying. Your team.
Yeah.
Your team should have an offsite. I have team members in Europe and in Asia, in the Middle East, and we all meet together.
I have those too, but no. Like I've never met any of my counterparts in Manila and India that we support. Yeah, I've never met them either.
Never brought all of them together. That sounds like a bad manager. A bad director. They should do that. Pull that together for you all.
Nope.
It's good. It's good to actually meet people that you actually interface with.
Nope.
At least once. Like Rodney said, he never met his too. So maybe I'm drunk on rich tech money. That's what I'm drunk on. But tech companies are notoriously known to do it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're gonna bring everybody together and we're gonna have an offsite so people can actually get face to face, so we can do strategic planning for the next year.
And there are offsites. It's just for my team. My bosses have offsite, but we've never had an offsite with all the employees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Damn. Your company sucks. At best. Like, wow. We're not gonna bring the people that actually do the work in to talk about the work they do. We're just gonna talk about the work we watch them do. Damn. Fucking bacon.
I literally
Damn.
I have never met so I have a new, like, I just met my boss's boss like last year. No, a couple of weeks ago. He used to be my boss. He got promoted. Then the person to replace him came in. I've never met him, but my old boss, I just met him like in person, like 3 months ago.
Wow.
To be fair, my particular company is local. Well, my former, but we won't get into that.
Yeah.
But they did have like some Christmas socials the last 2 Christmases. But obviously, remember, this is still very much in the heat of the pandemic. And I was just like, no, thank you. I'll just see you guys online. So to be fair, they did have some Christmas socials and they have had some in-person events. I just chose not to go.
Yeah.
So, we have lots of in-person events. We have lots. But it's just not
that's
with
just for the local. Yeah. So we do
right. It's just for the local people.
We do have people all over the world.
Right.
There's all this stuff like that. Maybe on a higher level that's just happened, but not on our level.
Yeah. Ours is almost identical. We have lots of social events. We have offsites. We just don't have offsites like where everybody from every team comes and gathers.
Good cross-functional team. Yeah.
But Chuck being that stupid tech money.
Stupid tech money. Yeah.
Sphere. So
I wouldn't necessarily say, but maybe you are just willing to spend the money. Like where
I think that's what it is. I mean, Jamie Dimon, like, fuck that, I'm getting my bonus. Instead of paying $1 billion.
Right, it's billions on billions, right? It's billions on billions. They just not necessarily willing to spend it.
Spend it on the employee.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
But then again, too, that sector is highly competitive.
Yeah.
Right? So they got it. There's tons of stories where like Silicon Valley is doing crazy, setups at their work, at their office, right? Where there's like free meals and all kinds of stuff. Right? So they have
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And they have to have all those kind of like perks in order for them to compete, because these people will just be like, you know what? These perks suck. I'm going over here, right? And they just jump.
I was once in a small state called Kentucky, and I was once in a bar where they serve beer. West 6th Street Brewery, Randy knows. It's like my favorite place I go to when I go to Lexington. It's like the only place I go to when I go to Lexington. One of my friends is one of the brewmasters, and he's also manages the bar there. And so I went there, and the guy argued with me and told me I'm in tech, and tech is all socialist because they feed their employees. They take care of all 100% of their benefits, and they take care and they give all these other added benefits.
What's wrong with that?
And he says that's socialism. And if they starved out you guys a little bit, y'all will work harder and perform better.
He just doesn't have a good job. He doesn't
He
have.
didn't have a good job.
That's all that is. Yeah, right. He doesn't have a good job. And I mean, there are other companies, like my company have off sites, right? They have off sites and maybe higher levels, but taking away people's benefits doesn't help competitive
Make them work harder.
people to work hard or work better.
Yeah. He expressed to me it would, and I was like, let me tell you something.
As a matter of fact, that actual teaching is actually anti-capitalism, because capitalism is the open markets. So whatever your skills can allow you to get, you can get. So he is talking about what he's talking about is socialism.
Yes. And I said, I tried to explain that to him, but it's hard to explain to people that barely got a college degree from a university that puts people in the factories.
It's not even that. It's just like you can't argue with dumb people.
Yeah, but he came from a college that puts people in the factory.
Let me tell y'all something. Any college that teaches capitalism principles is going to teach what he's saying. He just made some bullshit up. He didn't do that well in school. It's socialism. They pay you your value.
I mean, all of that just smells like jealousy to me.
Right. It does. That's all it is. We sat there like for an hour, and I sat there and said, so I'm not supposed to get as much as I possibly can for myself.
That's literally the purpose of capitalism. I'm
not supposed to be. And so a company has to offer me that, because if they don't, another company would.
Right. It's called competition in free markets.
That's exactly
literally what it's called.
It sounds like it makes a bunch of soft people. And I was like, no, it makes a bunch of healthy and happy people with a lot more money. Yeah. Don't get mad at me.
I was just talking to a friend of mine, and her brother-in-law is in that sector too, in that tech, and he's really high up there. I won't say where, but he's really high up there. But he's bounced around, But the thing is, he's highly sought after. So headhunters, all these different companies, they're always pushing. So he negotiates his compensation on like things way different than other people would, because he is so highly sought after. So that sector is the same way. It's the same way for everybody.
Yeah,
they're highly set out, so they have to do those things to compete for the best talent.
I told him 1.2 million tech jobs went unfulfilled in this country last year. And don't get mad because you don't qualify for them.
Right. But I mean, that's anybody who's highly sought after in a field. It's any
it was wildness. It was a wild conversation.
It's like saying LeBron, if the Lakers offered to pay LeBron less money, he would play harder and better.
I actually said that. I brought up sports. I said your national politicians get the same. They get better than what we get in tech. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's any highly skilled person is going to be able to negotiate what they want better.
Yeah, the politicians actually get better in tech because they get that inside information
and they can use it to their benefit.
And they're using their benefit.
And if you make it 2 rounds, you get a lifetime full of benefit of health benefits for the rest of your life. 2 rounds. All you gotta do is get elected twice, not 3 times, which is probably a little bit more difficult, but twice. That means people are like, he did all right. I guess we'll do it again. And you set for life.
You can't argue with people like
that. You can't. I mean, you do 4 years in Congress. You got lifetime health benefits. It doesn't get no better than that. The military doesn't even get that.
I know.
It's like, Lord, this is crazy. But I just had a good talk with him. He was a good old country boy, and he didn't know no better. He's worked shit jobs all his life.
Right. Right. And that's probably what they've been telling him.
That's probably what they've been telling him.
So he's literally been indoctrinated. And, what else is he supposed to believe?
Yeah. Did what the schools told him to do. Been totally indoctrinated by the schools. And I was just looking at him and was like, do you know what socialism is? He was like, yeah, it's where the government takes care of you. I said, my company's not a government. It's bigger than a government, but it's not a government. What are you talking about? Matter of fact, you use the government more than I do. You just told me your son broke his arm. You took him to the hospital and you didn't pay a dime for it. That's fucking socialism. They should have kicked your ass out the hospital and told you to put a tired piece of wood around his arm. But yeah, it's just wild. It's different times, different people, different places. We're not here to talk about politics or people, but it's just interesting. But yeah, we meet together in person and we actually talk about the struggles and strifes of the company, the successes of the company, and where we want to go, And it's just good to get in good favor with people actually meeting each other, because that way, that person you always want to punch through the screen. Yeah, it makes you want to punch them less.
I get off sites, right? I get off sites.
Yeah. The fact that your bosses do it, they don't invite them employees, is so weird to me.
If they come into town, they will. Like when my boss came in,
you're one person. Most of your team's in Jacksonville. Right. All meet in Jacksonville.
Right, but like all the people in our area, like it's a huge area. And they other different groups. So when they come in, like we meet, but like, like the people on my specific team, like, so I have some people in Jacksonville, some people in Texas. My boss is in Texas. When he comes in from Texas, he doesn't bring the other people on our team from Texas.
Why not?
It just don't happen that way.
Why don't they just bring all y'all together? Say, hey, we're gonna meet in Texas this quarter, and the next quarter we meet in Jacksonville, and the following quarter we meet in or half year, half year we meet in Jacksonville.
The pandemic had a lot to do with that. Like before the pandemic, we were more like,
don't blame the pandemic for it, because the companies got rich during the pandemic. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't blame the damn pandemic. We're not doing that. No. You're not taking a stance with that guy at the bar in Kentucky and saying the pandemic where the corporations got rich and they gave themselves bonuses during the damn pandemic. That's why we can't meet after the pandemic.
Yeah, it's just how like they blame inflation for everything else, right?
They blame inflation.
Raising prices.
And you ask somebody, where did inflation come from? I don't know. But the president, the president made inflation? That's what you're telling me? And you say, when we switch presidents, the prices are going to go down.
How about this, though? What if they have been meeting, they just haven't invited Randy?
Hey, that
could be it. That could be it.
The party has been happening. The invite didn't go to.
I would not be surprised.
Hey, things can happen. You're right. That could be things can happen.
It'd be like office.
Or Randy, they sent Randy the email and he just ignores it and says, I'm not going to travel. I'm not going.
It went to his spam.
I'm not going. They're trying to get me back in the office 5 days a week. If I go to this off-site, that means I can go to the office 5 days a week. I'm not doing that. Oh, it's so silly. But
to get to the 3 that I'm supposed to be.
Oh man.
But let's move
places on. To go. Places to places to go. F1 in Las Vegas is having a lot of troubles right now, Randy. F1 Vegas. I love F1, and I love it even more due to Netflix's show. I cannot wait for this this Drive to Survive season to come out, because it's gonna be spectacular. So, an absolute farce. F1 fans, team react to the chaotic Las Vegas Grand Prix. First of all, people canceled the trips, canceled everything. Apparently, hotels are getting charged. They let people look out the windows to watch the race. That's around the streets in Las Vegas.
How you gonna stop somebody from looking out the window?
Because they know they didn't expect people are gonna actually book hotel rooms and sit out and look out the windows, go buy liquor at the liquor store down the street.
I know, I get that, but how do you stop that? Like, you be like, you better keep the curtains closed. How do you?
Yes, what you just said there. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And if the curtains are open and we see them, we're gonna mark which rooms they are, and we're gonna charge y'all $7,000 fine. Something stupid. Oh, you can't do that. Dude, this is America. You can't do that.
You can't tell somebody they can't look out.
People gonna be having sex up in their windows and everything.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna be able to stop none of that. I said, these people act like they've never been to an F1 race before. F1 has a level of class to it that breaks completely down in hedonism. You know, it's like rich masquerade parties. You know how you hear about rich people parties? They wear the mask and you walk in and it smells like Badusi in there and people having sex. That's F1. That's F1 at the finest. It's billionaires and millionaires coming slumming it with regular people.
Well, like so, and I don't know. I just know like NASCAR, like infield in NASCAR is wild.
Yes, not anymore. It's not, but
It's
yes,
not anymore.
Nah, not
it used
anymore.
to be okay. Okay,
nah, it's not anymore.
Yeah, it used to be wild.
Like in the horse racing, infield was wild. They killed that. They killed all that.
At the infield at the Derby.
Mm-hmm.
When this happened, then
you can go in the infield, but you can't bring anything with you.
Man, I went to the Kentucky Derby twice.
Yeah, and you went in the 90s.
No, it was 2000.
early 2000s.
Yeah. And that shit is wow.
It's different now. It's not that anymore.
Really?
It's not that anymore. No, people got hurt. People contracted STDs, STIs.
Yeah, all that shit. So we went to this little restaurant, right? It was like right outside of the strip, and it was this man and this woman. They were in the bathroom. They was having sex, and she cut her leg on the bathroom. Man, that shit was bleeding so bad it turned purple. I was like, I hope it was worth it, because bitch, you about to lose your leg.
You know, you just said it on the internet, right? You know, you just shared that on the internet, right? You just shared that on the internet, right?
They kicked her out the restaurant. They was like in there having sex, and man, all I seen was just blood gushing out her damn leg, man. They would call an ambulance on. I was like, I hope they get here and save it, because you about to lose that joy. I hope you love them. I hope he love you.
No, I mean all kinds of wild stuff. So that happens at every major event like this, where people from around the world come together. You know, everybody's trying to bag a prince, and there's enough princes out there that actually are part of these race teams. And being a part of the race teams means me and my father have decided to give this race team $20 to $30 million to help cover their 100 million car that they wreck every season. You know, so they're having a lot of problems. So the hotels aren't sold out like they would. The grandstands are open. And then when they were racing the cars, Ferrari was coming around doing a qualifying lap. Boom, hit a manhole cover, flew up in the air, shut that shit down. It didn't hit anybody, but it blew it open. And apparently it may have ruined Ferrari's car, one of the two cars. They only got two cars in this race. So that means Ferrari's car can't race tomorrow for the qualifier. For the actual race, I think it's on Sunday.
That is
so, yeah. So they're like, we canceling the race. I'm not sure if they're going to ask to cancel the race. The race is on hold. Let's dig into the article. I'm just pulling out the top of my head right now. Even if the early shutdown during the first running of practice didn't happen, there are plentiful reports of Vegas being underattended with extremely cheap room rates. So now they're trying to fill the rooms. You can't try to sell these rooms for like $7,000. It is crazy out here, Randy. Crazy. Formula One's first Las Vegas Grand Prix in decades didn't get off to a good start at all Thursday night. So it was in the qualifying run. It was a practice run. That's even worse. Well, I'm glad it happened during the practice run than happened during the race, because I can't imagine being in the middle of the race and this happened and an accident happened with those cars. Yeah. You know, free practice one was canceled as a result after just 9 minutes of running. Free practice 2 was delayed to 2 a.m. local time and extended to 90 minutes after crews made repairs on the track, but fans were not allowed back to watch the second session. So they couldn't come back and watch the sessions or practice runs. And they should be fearful that a rock or anything flies off that track
And it
and gets
kills her.
into
It's like a bullet.
it's a
Yeah,
bullet.
it's like a bullet.
It is a bullet. It is
Yeah.
a bullet. So
Yeah.
they probably are thinking Vegas is the city of Las Vegas. Like, nah, we need to shut down. We got way too much money passing through here.
Yeah.
And what makes it bad is they have that big sphere, and I'm going to see how the big sphere looked in the race. I was so excited. I was going to go out there this weekend. Then I went to go see. I was waiting for the cheap tickets and cheap rooms, and the hotel I want to stay at doesn't have it.
Oh, okay. You can't look out the window.
Nah, they don't let you look out the window. Yeah. I was trying to. So this is what I did. I signed up for a Hilton Vacation Club membership. You know, the timeshares. And I was gonna do the timeshare meeting today and have the weekend at the Hilton Vacation Club. I was trying to do it at the Laura, the premier hotel, in the premier hotel of the race. The woman told me I could do it. It was on the list and everything when I signed up for it. I waited like a couple of days for I could cancel it. And they're like, "Oh, we can't give you the Laura, Mr. Bab, but we'll give you a full refund if we don't book the Laura for you, because you said we agreed that we could give you the Laura." I had to call 4 times. I called 4 times. The last woman was like, "Look, I see the record of you calling. I see the record of people denying that they couldn't get the hotel for you. They didn't tell you the first time you called that they took the Laura off the market." They said due to F1, they were able to sell all the units to it. And I was like, that sucks. I said, why would they string me on from July till November about this and just say, hey, the Laura's not available and we're going to give you your money back? She's like, I don't know. They try to get you in another hotel, but I'll refund you all your money. America is, I'm trying to get over on you and you're trying to get over on me. That's America for you. Sweet America. They sat there and told me, because I was like, I'm gonna hear you out in your vacation club, but I'm not gonna get a timeshare. The only way I'm gonna sign up is I get this hotel these dates. And she says, yes, you can get them the hotel those dates. And I called in Comic-Con. They were like, well, we have to wait for it, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, I'm gonna call on day number 7. That's the last day for me to cancel. They're like, nah, you can't do it then. But back to the story of this story, I'm glad I didn't go now, because the whole damn race is canceled. Now there's gonna be a bunch. Well, maybe I should have went, because there's gonna be a whole lot of hedonism going on because there's no race.
Yeah,
people gonna get their money's worth out of there.
They're gonna party and do all that they came to do. It's just no race. That's it.
I love the race, Randy. I love F1 racing. This is sad for me.
I get it.
I was telling Randy, a Facebook friend, just an acquaintance, posted saying he had tickets available. He said they bought them for $8,700, but now you can get them for $5,000. I was just like, that's still crazy to me.
No difference.
It's crazy to me that the tickets are that much. And then he's still getting them. He's like, yeah, you can get them for $5,000 now instead of $8,700. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
it's insane to me.
And it's not Monaco. It's not even Monaco. So that's what's crazy. Nobody knows how good this track really is, and we'll know after the racers race it, right? I know the schedule is like a tier 2, tier 3 track, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I wanted to see Lewis Hamilton race, and I wanted to see him race in America. And I guess I gotta go to Miami. God, I gotta go to Miami to watch him race, or go to Monaco, which I can watch him race before he retires. What you laughing at?
Going to Miami would be dope.
What are you reading? Randy looking at porn right now. That's what Randy looking
at you. What are you talking about?
In your head, you start laughing off screen.
I was laughing at you about going to Miami.
Yeah. You over there looking at somebody slid in his DMs. Shorty from Cincinnati done slid into his DM.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I really don't.
Oh, you don't? You don't?
I don't. I
You don't?
don't.
Okay. Lost my key again.
Did lose my key. This is an inside joke, you guys. What is
Yeah.
a joke? It's something that really happened. No.
It's a joke. I mean, Rodney was just being nice and just laughing, agreeing with you. I'm sure you lost your key and got stuck in a place an extra day. What movie is that?
I did.
Howard and Kumar over here. Howard and Kumar get lost in Cincinnati.
I did. I lost my key, man.
Oh man.
We know we got another story to talk about.
We do. Destin Daniel Cretton departs Marvel Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. With so many things in flux at Marvel Studios, there's news that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director Destin Daniel Cretton has departed the director's chair of Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. Yeah, I can see that happen. He's like, no, I'm gonna take the.
This might be a precursor that, and I hope it's not true, that Marvel's going to conclude the whole Kang the Conqueror storyline. And Jonathan Majors might not be coming back. Like, these are the steps of setting it up.
Yeah. Hopefully Jonathan Majors has a cancellation clause in his contract that makes him get paid out for all of it.
I'm pretty sure he does.
Because I'm thinking Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, you're dealing with all the Kangs.
Yeah.
And they had the Kang Wars. And that's probably like 2 movies.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Right. Easy. And he might have already turned down roles with the anticipation that he's going to be shooting these in the future. You just can't do that to people, man. You know. You can't come in and be like, oh, we promised you this, but now we're going to renege on it. It's like, I'm turning down other things because I've got to meet this obligation.
And you know the crazy thing about Destin still has his Marvel Studio projects, including his Disney Plus series Wonder Man and his future Shang-Chi films.
Okay.
So he still has his future films. So they may have saved the Kang Dynasty, but they probably haven't gotten to it. And he's probably scared, like, oh, this is going to bomb. The writing team is not strong. They don't really have a really strong direction for this. And I'm going to be attached to this flop. And I'm not going to no. You know, this is supposed to be the Avengers movies. And it might be the end game for Kang. And they're not anywhere near getting close to that.
And they can always push that back because I'm mad because we haven't had an Avengers movie in a while, right? What about 5 years?
Yeah. First of all, we gotta get Avengers together.
Right. We haven't had any hints of the Avengers coming together with anything.
We don't even know who the Avengers are. We don't even know who the Avengers are. No idea. We kind of do at the end of the Marvels. We have 2.
They were saying that might be the young Avengers because
and those are the
I don't want to give out any spoilers, but we still don't know if those are the regular like Avengers.
No, I think Marvel's Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, were young Avengers.
Well, because there's teen Avengers and then there's like regular Avengers.
Yes, I don't think they're going to do regular Avengers. I think they're going to go all teens with this one.
And maybe so. Then what do we do with all those characters?
I mean, the same thing they do with everything else. The same thing that DC did with all their characters. Forget about them. What else they going to do? Forget about them. Let them go.
You know, and maybe I don't know. So it'll be interesting. It's just kind of all in flux out there.
Yeah. So the Funk said, well, at least no lifetime timeshare burden for you. Yes, that's true. I got no lifetime timeshare burden. And but I didn't get to see my F1 race in Vegas, the relaunch. And Champions, the team Kamala and Miles are on. They could have made it the Champions too.
But those are all teenagers.
Yes, and I think they're going to make it all teenagers, man.
Because there's a different set between the teenagers and the old, like Teen Titans and Justice.
Yes. Yeah, I think they're going to do that. I think they were going to go push back in Avengers. They're going to make a teenage team like Kang.
I think they were trying to set up Captain Marvel, the new Avengers team. I think they were trying to set up with Shang-Chi, Captain Marvel, Black Panther.
See, those are all older.
I think they're going to be in it, but I don't think they're going to be the focus of it.
But I think they were. What I'm trying to say is that's what they were planning on. That's what they were. That's what they were banking on. They were banking on Captain Marvel to be the new lead, take over for Captain America, right? And they were gonna use Falcon as the new Cap, right? Black Panther as a new member, Shang-Chi, maybe even Spider-Man, and then whoever wanted, maybe the new Wolverine to be part of the new Avengers. The new Avengers lineup. But I don't think any of that's happening anymore because one, nobody's really feeling Captain Marvel, right? Then says and then Black Panther, unfortunately, he passed away, and then with Shang-Chi, like who knows, like Namor, were they going to put Namor as part of the Avengers, right? But even then, that actor is getting some problem. There's some problems with him. It's all just like
what I heard. What I heard is that they're going to make the teenagers the lead team, and everybody else is ancillary characters to support them. So Captain Marvel was going to support, Moon Knight was going to support, Hawkeye was going to support, but the teenagers are going to be the new leads to take over the face of Marvel and grow with Marvel.
So Miss Marvel,
Ironheart, what's her name?
Kate
Bishop.
Yeah, Kate Bishop.
Yep, and Tom Holland was going to come in and lead them. As Spider-Man. He was going to be the lead because he's the last of the Avengers. Ant-Man was going to go to the side, and his daughter was taking over.
Yeah.
So it's all the teenagers.
But those are all the teams. Those are all the teams that have a team. They all have a team. They have a series.
And they were going to be the thing to end Kang, and everybody else just supports.
I just don't know if that was the plan to make them all the main focal point, but I don't know.
Well, what I've known,
I don't think it was ever the plan, but I do think that maybe that's what trying to pivot towards, right?
No, I think that was the plan, and according to my NDA, I can't say exactly what that means with Disney and working in the theme park with that because they're not mutants. That was in the cards because they're not going to do the mutants. They're not going to do the mutants. They're not going to do the mutants. They were not.
Well, because the X-Men is their own thing. They're not going to be part of the Avengers. They're not part of the Marvel. The only other way possible for that, because Wolverine was part of the Avengers in the comics.
Yes.
Right? So that's the only thing that they could probably do. But because the X-Men will have their own thing. The X-Men will stay their own team. The Avengers would be their own team. Right. So I could see that. But
I think they can be their own team, but y'all don't think the X-Men are going to be part of the MCU?
No. Not right now, they're not. Not right now.
Because they have to set that all up. They have to exactly. It's very much the same of what they're trying to do the MCU, the approach they did with they teased different ones, they had their own little solo things. The X-Men deserves that same treatment where they have to set up the whole X-verse, right? The way they did MCU.
Not only that, this ancillary products.
Mm-hmm.
Disney doesn't own all the rights to all those. They don't own all the ancillary products to all those. That's a big problem. So we boost these characters up. We don't own the rights to sell anything in the parks with them.
I mean, it's very similar to why the Hulk doesn't have any more of his standalone films.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I get that.
So that's what you're saying is and that's why
they don't have the license.
He's able to show up in She-Hulk, but he can't do his own solo film. He can show up in Thor Ragnarok, but he can't do, and he can show up in Avengers, but he can't do his own solo film.
And
man, that's disappointing to me.
And as a person that worked at both companies, there's a lot going on there. There's things that Marvel cannot show east of the Mississippi.
What do you mean?
They're not. There's a lot of things that Marvel films cannot make that go east of the Mississippi because Universal Studios owns all those rights. So there's certain things they cannot present.
Like what do the Universal?
I can't go into that. I cannot go into that because of my NDA.
Are you saying in a movie it can't be
in any form? in any form. That deal was negotiated with Fox.
Yeah, but Fox isn't Universal.
No, but Fox negotiated a deal with Universal.
See, that kind of sucks too, because you have this whole fan base that is like, they have hope that the X-Men have been saved from the blunders of Fox, and they're waiting and waiting, but it's basically probably not going to be exactly what their expectation is.
Expectations
And when
are.
I say the fans, I'm including myself here.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I have this expectation that like the MCU is finally, the X-Men is going to be part of the MCU, and the wrongs that were done to the X-Men universe and the X-Men characters by Fox will be righted by the MCU.
Yeah, me too.
But it sounds like that might not be the case.
No, that's not the case.
And
First of all, Fox
sucks.
is not going to give up their cash cow.
Yeah.
That's like asking Sony to give up their cash cow. Spider-Man.
Which
They're not going to give up the Spider-Verse.
Almost did happen though. It almost did happen because they kept screwing it up. But they just kept holding.
They were never going to give it up. They worked with Marvel. Sony was never going to give up Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Don't give them care how bad it was.
As long as they release a movie, it doesn't matter.
They was doing bad, but they weren't going to be like, well, here you go.
And you're right in the sense that the reason why they kept releasing these really crappy movies was to keep the rights.
Yes, keep it right.
They're like,
and they will keep making crappy movies.
These probably sucks. And this is why we're gonna make this Spider-Verse. We're gonna make Madam Web. We're gonna make Kraken. We're gonna make Venom because we need to keep the rights.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's just they gonna keep pumping that out. Yeah, they were never going to give it back. That's theirs, and they like, no, we're never giving this back.
Never getting it back. You're never gonna get this back.
But going back to this Destin Cretton thing, I do think this is an indication of a lot more happening behind the scenes.
There's a lot going on.
Anything other than him saying. I also hopefully it's not because they didn't want him anymore, and they moved on it. I hope it's not, because man, as an Asian American, that's a huge deal for him to have been the director of the flagship MCU, movie. Right?
Yeah. The
huge,
climactic movie.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. So hopefully it's not that like he got moved off because of what this, that, and the other. And it's like for him to be helming
I thought it was his choice. I thought it was his choice to move away from
Well, that's what I'm saying. They were trying to make it sound like it is, but like what if it is?
They forced him to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
I want to be very positive about that, right? I want to say that he looked at that and saw what he had to work with. It was like, I can't fix this shit. Yeah. I'm out.
But there are going to be a lot of changes to the MCU.
Oh, yeah, we're going to see a lot of changes for sure.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. Because there's multiverses that nobody gets it. We sat on the show this week, you all. If you haven't tuned in, watch Binge Worthy, where we talk about Loki season 2. We talk about the multiverse and how difficult it is. And we had cast members debating, was it easy to understand? And we all had some of us had different perspectives of what's going on in the multiverse. So I just want to plug the show, Rodney. Keep going.
There is going to be a pivot. I just don't know where it's going to come from. Is it going to come from behind the scenes, or is it going to come from the story? And it could be both.
Yeah, I mean, and we did talk about it during Bingeworthy, and it's really interesting because it's a lot of chatter right now, and then part of it too is this is sort of like a double-edged sword for Marvel because they are so fucking successful that so many eyes are on everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
22 successful movies back to back.
Billions and billions of dollars. So anything that they do going forward is going to have tons and tons of eyes on it. So all these like moves and, rewrites and reshoots and all that stuff, this stuff normally happens on all movies. Reshoots happen on all movies. Like
they do.
People moving in and out happens on all movies. But because it is such a huge spotlight on this, they're gonna have people reporting and making comments and this and that on every little minute detail, big or small. Any little change. Like it's just the spotlight, the attention that they have.
And they have to.
And hopefully they write, and hopefully they fix the issues that they know that they have.
Yeah, they're telling Kathleen Kennedy, you can't just be cutting checks for some old bullshit no more.
But Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars.
Yeah, she's all of.
Well, I think it's a bigger picture, right? This is it's all encompassing of the Disney moves,
the whole Disney brand.
So the Lucasfilm stuff to the Marvel stuff. This is all.
Yeah, you can't be cutting those checks.
It all started from the top, right? So now it's Iger. I mean, it was before. It was Chapek, right? Now it's Iger, but it's like it is indicative of all the decisions that they made, and it is rolling down because you're right. It's like all of them were given checks to do whatever
they want,
right? And
within their universes. But like, only thing I think it goes back to like, only thing I'm saying is about Kathleen Kennedy is what you were saying about Fox. They're not going. Star Wars is his own thing, and Kevin Feige ain't gonna be giving her credit for anything.
No, but she does Lucasfilm, which does visual effects for all of them. Okay. And so she's like, we're gonna do visual effects for Marvel films and Star Wars films, and even mom and dad shows on Disney Plus. She's doing visual effects, and we're cutting checks to everybody out here at Lucasfilms. We're rich.
Hell, you are. Somebody's like, yeah, you are.
Exactly. Like, don't worry, Marvel, we got your back. Like, you can use when Lucasfilm's got teams for days. We'll use the third floor. We'll run them into the ground. She runs Lucasfilms, Randy.
Hey, but
we do visual. We do magic here.
I'm wondering too, like, ILM definitely does a lot of visual effects.
ILM.
But I'm wondering. There's gotta be, there's gonna be, and I still haven't finished that book, but it's really interesting. The parts I have read is really the MC behind the, I still, but there's gonna be all kinds of stories for decades about all this, like all the Star Wars stuff, all the Marvel stuff, like the behind the scenes stuff. Like it's utterly fascinating. It's utterly fascinating.
And let's be clear. Out of Tom Clancy and Stephen King, there's not many people that have gone on a 20-year run.
No.
Not.
There's been nobody in the movie industry that's going on a run like that.
Exactly. Nobody. So Kevin Feige, Favreau, all of them are probably just tired. Filoni, all of them are probably just tired.
Marvel did with what? They did 22 films, 18 of them made $1 billion and connected all of these universes together. It has never been done. Freaking amazing. And that's why like I kind of get upset with like some of these filmmakers, like, it's popcorn. Like no film has ever done or even come close to doing what Marvel did.
And keep that fervor, like that fervor. People wanted to go see it.
It is hard for movies to make 3 good movies. You know what I'm saying, right? We don't have many good trilogies.
Not at all.
These motherfuckers made 22 movies and made them dope.
And then people point out that one was bad, this one was bad. No, you just didn't like it. Didn't like it. We're not going to say those movies are bad. You just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Because there's enough people out there that liked it enough to go back and rewatch it over and over again.
Exactly. And you connected all of them. It's freaking amazing. It's amazing.
It's really amazing.
It's
seriously amazing.
They're just tired. And you ask me to do it again, but now you want me to include TV and cartoons.
Right.
This is hard. You want us to do it under a time.
Superhero burnout is a real thing. Superhero fatigue is a real thing. I don't think burnout is the right word. Fatigue is the right word.
Fatigue is the word.
Yeah, it's not burnout because I'm still gonna watch all this stuff. It just may not be right away. It might not be, like I said, I haven't seen Miss Marvels yet or the Marvels yet, but I plan on it.
I know people
So
that
I
I
really
know
want
people
to
that
see it.
I
But
know
I've
people that
watched all of
hmm
the Marvel Plus, series except for I skipped Secret Invasion because I heard how bad it was. But I'll eventually watch it just to be a completist, right?
I get this go to binge worthy and he
Yeah,
will tell
yeah,
you how bad it was. There's a lot of phoning in that show.
Which is sad
And I
because
was
it's
thinking
like
maybe we were
Samuel L.
hard on it.
Jackson,
And I was like,
man.
no,
Like, man.
it's Samuel Jackson's show, man.
But yeah, you're right. They can't hit all the time. They can't, But
Yeah,
they all can't be hits. But
Yeah, no, I understand that. We do because a lot of people didn't watch Agents of Shield. A lot of people didn't watch Agent Carter. A lot of people didn't watch The Gifted or Legion. They didn't watch all those. They didn't watch Cloak and Dagger. They didn't watch what's the other one? Runaways. I watched all that shit.
Yeah. But
And I can see, and hopefully Fox will play nice with Marvel production and allow Marvel production to actually write and produce the movies and do all the visual effects, and they can shoot it because Fox does shoot very well. 20th Century Fox films, nobody's gonna say, "Oh, that film was ugly." We question some of the visual effects, but that is because they don't have Marvel. Even Marvel visual effects have fallen. They've come lackluster a little bit. The way they did the Marvels is unfair in the visual effects department. Not saying it's bad, but it could have been a lot better. Rodney's like, damn, I was gonna go see that movie. Go
the
see it though.
Marvels is good though. Go
It's
see
a
the
good
Marvels.
movie. It's a
The
good
Marvels
movie.
is
It's a
good.
good movie.
It's good.
no, I'm gonna see it. Like, I heard it's really fun, and again, I'm a big fan of Miss Marvel and what they did with
Me too.
Iman Vellani, and I know Carl put a bunch of links in there. We haven't get a chance to watch her interview,
We're gonna
but we'll definitely
Yeah.
check it out.
So let's dive into
Okay,
that.
yeah, go
Let's
for it.
dive into that story because that story is a happy story and it makes me so proud because I Miss Marvel, her and Millie Bobby Brown, just get those two actresses together in one movie so I can see such a charming movie. I don't care. It could be Little Women fighting each other. I'm down for that. So for y'all to know, Kamala Khan, her real name is Iman Vellani. I said Vellani. She is actually a comic book writer. She's always been interested in comics. She's a diehard comic book fan. She's a Marvel fan. She is a Captain Marvel fan in real life.
Yeah, sure is.
And then she got casted as Miss Marvel, who is a super Miss Captain Marvel fan. And in the movie, it shows this. But the movie's not the best part about her career. She's actually writing the Miss Marvel comic book.
Nope.
And she's drawing it. She's writing and drawing it. And no, sure, Marvel probably has a team of editors and people helping her. But the fact that she's doing this, and
Yeah, don't even
when you see the movie, I heard you're actually looking at her artwork in the movie. It's her artwork.
nope.
And that is dope. That's so meta. That's meta on meta.
Yep.
You got a comic book fan who acts as a comic book fan who gets superpowers of their favorite comic book character, and this is her favorite comic book character, and she's writing that character.
Yeah, man. You can't write it up better
You
than
can't write it up better than this. Marvel can only do anything worse but shit the bag on this one. This is their golden horse to get girls in the comic books right here.
I love that actress. I love the character. I
Mhm.
love that show again.
Yeah,
Like the family. The family was like everything
amazing.
about that series was so good.
I asked my Punjabi friends that watch the series. I asked them a couple of questions, how they feel about it. They loved it. I asked them how they feel about the movie. They really loved the movie. They say certain things as family members that only Indian families really get. Like,
Was it
oh,
Pakistani?
Pakistani, yeah, Pakistani families only really get. So they're like, oh, we get that. They get that. Yeah.
So,
So I was like, oh, this is interesting. I did not know this.
I hope there's a bright future for the Khan family in the MCU.
I hope so too. I hope they survive whatever happens, the Kang massacre that may occur, because Marvel cannot explain this universe very well to fans that only see the movies, and very well to fans that do both. Because there's people that do both of these things. Watch What If, and they're totally confused by it. Like people didn't know What If was slid into the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Even though What If told you in the very beginning, the first episode,
That's the whole
this is
point of
multiverse.
What If.
Some
So,
people didn't know that, Randy. Some
like
people thought it was just some cartoons.
that's why it's called What If.
That was some make-believe cartoons. It wasn't canon.
Yes.
And so, the fact that this young lady's makes the comic book, and I bet you in her comic book she explains the multiverse a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And the multiverse is hard. There's not many shows that get the multiverse right. Fringe kind of got it right. Lost didn't get it right. They detached from it completely. They were trying to set it up.
It's hard, and it's hard to do it across multiple mediums. You're doing it across television, animation, television live action, movies live action, and movies anime. It's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah,
it is hard, and we haven't seen any really animated movies from it.
So, and this is just I'm kind of going off here. DC was supposed to try to do this. They want to connect the comics with the animated version, television, and movies. I wonder, is this going to give them consideration to pause on pursuing that strategy? Because as you said, the multiverse is hard.
Well, in DC fandom in 2020, they said they were going to pursue it. The two heads of DC's universe was the two Asian men. They've one led the animation department, and one led the film department. And they were supposed to work together to decide together. Both of them left the company.
Yeah. James Gunn said it was all going to be connected and it was going to be a multiverse. That was well, he said it was all going to be connected. I don't know.
All going to be connected. He didn't say it's going to be a multiverse.
Still even connecting all of those.
I mean, Pixar's connected all their films. They're all technically one universe, apparently.
Yeah, but they don't depend on each other.
They don't. No, they show scenes in different in parts of it. They Easter egg the hell out of it.
Yeah, they'll Easter egg it, but they're not dependent on it. What Marvel's trying to do is it's ambitious. It's ambitious.
Yeah. Like Marvel's trying to do both Easter egg stuff and make it dependent at the same time.
Plus catch your randoms with your diehards. And it's just like it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's like there's no room for error.
Yeah. And a lot has to do with they didn't have it all figured out. They're rushed to try to get it started and get it moving. And they're like, we'll figure it out. People will show up for it.
Well, we are. We did it first. We did.
Yeah.
We did. Because I was super excited about Disney Plus and the shows that were released.
But I think that lasted 2 shows, and they start seeing those numbers drop after the first Star Wars show and after the first Marvel show. They gave the next Star Wars show, and they're like, I'm off.
And then you had a lot of bad shows in between there. You had I didn't really like the Captain America show. You had Bubba Fett. Like you had a lot of bad Disney Plus shows come out. A lot.
Yeah, because they rushed them.
Yeah, a lot.
A bunch of half-baked shows. And so we stayed on. A lot of people I know created systems to game the system. I hop off Disney Plus and I do Netflix for 3 months. Then I come back to Disney Plus. And so I do Disney Plus for like 2 weeks or a month. And then I hop off a month of Disney Plus and I go back to Netflix.
Well, that's Netflix's thing, is to keep people looking all the time. That's why they spend a lot.
I know people that cancel service and reactivate service.
Absolutely. And Netflix is aware of that. That's why their thing is to like try to keep people all the time.
All the time.
People are going to do that. Absolutely.
Yes. 3 seconds. You got 3.5 seconds to get people to fall into a show.
Right.
And Disney doesn't even merch the right stuff to me. They don't even merch the things I like. I'm like, what are you not merching me? I like superhero stuff. I like fantasy stuff. You can merch me fantasy and superhero stuff all day long. And then I love animated stuff, right? They know I love 3D animation. You have 3D animated movies on your service that you have never merched me. I've accidentally fell into, like Wrong Gone Wrong. Wrong Gone Wrong is so good. I'm like, how have they not merched this to me?
I haven't seen that, but I do hope for the success of the MCU. Like I do too. Want you to succeed.
We all want it to succeed, and it's going to succeed, but it may
not
definitely want
we
like it to.
So
because at the end of the day, we want mutants. Everybody wants freaking mutants.
I want X-Men.
Everybody wants mutants.
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be X-Men. I just think you need to show me a bunch of mutants. I want X-Men, but you're gonna watch if there's any mutants. You watch Namor come into the world, and you didn't know who that was until that movie came out. Most people didn't know who Namor was. Namor hasn't been written about since like the 80s.
I think you still need to have X-Men.
I agree.
You have to again, the same thing. Like, whenever I watched the first movie, when I watched the first movie, I was like, you know what, you know, obviously we know now, but Hugh Jackman was a huge question mark, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, hey, as long as they get Wolverine right, then everything else will be fine. They have to get Wolverine right. Same thing with Lord of the Rings. They have to get Gandalf right. If they don't get Gandalf right, then it's doomed. If they don't get Wolverine right, it's doomed. So then remember the first time I watched X-Men, I'm like, you know what? They got it. It's good. Hugh Jackman is great as Wolverine. So this is the same thing. I think they have to get the new Wolverine right, and that's what they're waiting for. And the rest of it is like they can do whatever. But if they don't get Wolverine right, it's doomed. You know?
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to ignore that as much as they can till they can convince Fox to give that up completely in order to do it the way they want to do it. And I think they'll do other mutants. They'll do Iceman. They'll do the Silver Surfer. They'll do.
Silver Surfer's not a mutant. He's not.
He's not. He's not technically not a mutant. Yeah, but they would make him one just to have.
I would be mad if they make Silver Surfer a mutant.
Man, they don't care about what you think. They don't care about what you think. They made 7 Transformers movies and none of them had the personality of the Transformers. You ain't seen none of them. They don't care what you think.
I'm just putting it out there. If they make them, but I do want.
They would have Omega. They would have Vulcan. They would have everybody else but those X-Men in there. We'll see every mutant come to fruition. X-Men to come out. We'd be like, oh yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. It took them 7 movies, but I'm here for this. We know this.
They're going to do. I don't know.
But they may not start with X-Men. They may be like, man, we gotta get this stench off the mutants.
Well, they've introduced mutants. We've had mutants.
Yes, yeah.
Kamala is a mutant. They didn't address it in the Marvels, but she's a mutant. She's a mutant. She's a mutant.
No, she's not. She can be in the theme parks. She's not a mutant.
She's a mutant.
She's not a mutant. She's a
mutant.
Randy.
Chuck.
Right now, she's not listed as a mutant.
She's a mutant. Yes, she is. In the end of the movie, the series, she's a mutant. She's going to be a mutant.
She's going to be, and what she is today is different. Sabine is a Jedi right now, but she was not initially a Jedi. It has to get there first. Right now, she may not be a mutant. Maybe in the third Avengers movie.
They just haven't announced that she's a mutant. She's a mutant.
Randy, whatever you say, that makes you feel good inside.
She's a mutant. And we've had Xavier.
Your mama named you Cassius Clay. I'm gonna call you Cassius Clay. They ain't called that girl a mutant.
You know, so we've had mutants. We've had Quicksilver. We've had Xavier. We've had Kamala. We've had mutants. Then we've had. I don't want to say it, so I won't say it.
Yeah, they say they mutants. We know them from the comic book lore of the mutants. But if you're somebody that's never read a comic book or never watched one of these shows,
they said her powers were already there. It's like a mutation. They use that word.
I hear you. I hear you, Randy. I hear you. Because they use the word don't mean that she's that category yet.
When you use the word mutation, that's kind of the category.
That's not. Hey, like I said, Randy.
Yeah, she's a mutant.
He can be in the parks. So under the legal auspice of what's going on, she can be in the parks. That character can walk around the park. They can have a Kamala Khan character in Disney California Adventure.
Okay, I'm just saying she's mutant. They use the word mutation. And in addition, we've had Xavier.
You say that.
We've had Xavier.
That's Xavier from another universe, though. Too. He may not be mutated. It could be some other way he became Xavier.
He's Xavier.
We don't know. We don't know that. We don't know which Xavier he is. We don't know which Xavier he is.
Okay.
It could be an implant. Like Spider-Man's like all the spider people aren't all bitten by spiders neither. Can't hear you. You're muted.
He's a mutant.
I'll let you say what you need to say to make your heart feel good on the inside.
So we
But
need to go.
so
We need to go.
do we? Oh man, it's already time to go. But they may introduce a bunch of other mutants. We may not get the X-Men in the first couple of mutant movies, and they'll make sure everybody gets mad enough to then they start fiending for him. It's kind of like Snoop Dogg dropping his first album. It gets delayed and delayed and delayed. Oh, we're gonna get you next time. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you next time. They just got to sort out all the merchandising. They have to sort out everything.
They might do that.
You know, there's a lot of things, a lot of deals they have to make.
Yeah, they might do that. But we getting X-Men.
Yeah, eventually. Eventually. Yeah, I agree. Let's hope we get a Marvel Studios X-Men and not a Fox, a 20th Century Fox Studio X-Men. Or if we
X2, they do the X2 type of, and if the new class was good. But I want an MCU.
You know how many Fox mutant movies came out after the new class? There's like 4 movies came out. Nobody saw them because they were that bad.
They were bad.
So I'm not relying on them to do a great movie. Now I can see them doing a great partnership like Sony and Marvel did for Spider-Man, but then again, people have to massage those relationships to make that happen.
It's coming.
I hope so. Hopefully Bob Iger steps in there and does something that he rarely does. Keep people, make them work together. He's been laying off a lot of people.
Yes. Oh, he's gonna lay off more people. That's already been announced.
Yeah, so we'll see. And he's not gonna lay off 20th Century Fox people because he needs them to make X-Men movies.
Well, they're gonna make shitty X-Men movies. He don't need them to. Because those last couple X-Men movies didn't do well financially either. So
that's true. That's true. But now they can hire them. They can hire all the writers that Marvel had to let go during the strike to make better movies.
Hey, if they make better movies, I don't care how you get it done. Just make better movies.
No, but they get it done. They may not be in the MCU though. That's the problem. We want them in the MCU. So Marvel Productions or Marvel Studios has to do those. If we want it in MCU. Now we can have X-Men movies out, not in MCU.
If we get
it will break Rodney's heart.
If we get a good,
ain't that right, Rodney?
I won't be as disappointed if they're not immediately in the MCU.
That's what I'm thinking. We'll get a bunch of other mutants in the MCU before we get the X-Men. I can see Fox holding on to it tightly and saying, y'all build up the mutant lore. Oh, we were gonna give y'all that. We're gonna release our own movies, kind of like how Sony did. Played Marvel for Spider-Man.
We'll see.
I hope that doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't. Hopefully these 2 companies come together, 3 companies, because they have to do the merchandising for it too. And theme parks is a big business, and toys and stuff are big businesses too, and they have to have all the licensing rights. So hopefully Disney can get all that together and get it together quick. Because what we really want, we don't want to see another fucking Avengers team. We want to see X-Men.
I would rather see X-Men than a younger Avengers team. Yes.
I'd rather see X-Men over the current Avengers team. I'd rather see them over the current Avengers team. And it's just like, who do we get? And they can work a way around stuff too, because the multiverse does allow them to work around.
They've already introduced X-Men.
Yeah, they did in the movies, working through the multiverse in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, they did it in Doctor Strange. They've done it recently. We just got X-Men cameo. 2.
Don't ruin for anybody, but yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, it's true. So there's ways to work around this if they have to. And I think Marvel said enough that way. But they abandoned the multiverse storyline. They have to abandon this too. They can say it seems like they have a mutated gene versus them being mutants.
Yeah, which, like I said, that's what they've done with Kamala. They said
it's a mutated gene. Yeah. But that's not technically under X-Men canon.
That's not X-Men, but it is mutants.
It's a mutated gene.
Yeah. All right.
It's semantics. It's semantics. The semantics matter in the legal jargon here, Randy. You know, semantics matter in legal jargon. If there's any profession that uses words, is the legal world. So that's just it. That's just it. Yeah. But man, I'm excited for this. Hopefully, we got way out the story of our man over here, Destin.
Yeah. Well, we gotta get out of here, man.
I know we do. You've been trying to get out of here. Why are you rushing? You want to get away?
Because Rodney said, let's wrap up. I really need to get something to eat.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I just now saw that. I totally missed that.
I've been standing for 10 minutes, but you kept going and ignoring.
Sorry, Rodney.
So that's
Sorry,
it.
Rodney. He's cussing me out right now.
I was trying to be professional. I was like, well, we should end it. All right, we might want to go on to the next one. And you like, man. blah, 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 blah.
I'm excited. We're talking about some nerd stuff. I'm drunk on eggnog over here. Y'all let me get drunk on this non-alcoholic eggnog. Then y'all like a bad date. All right. Thank you all for tuning in to GeekBeast Friday Happy Hour. As we were all over the place as usual. The funk's pulling out his hair. Rodney's stomach's grumbling. He's eating right now his desk. Shout out to Rodney for being a great technical producer and chiming in. We enjoy when you chime in, Rodney, every time you chime in. Shout out to the funk. We got to have you on the show so you can correct us live on the air and not just in the chat. And shout out to Digital Click for making us look good. If you have any marketing needs, or if you have any art assets you need to develop, hit up Digital Click and they could do it for you. With that being said, we'll see you next week on Monday for Geek Beast and Wednesday for Geek Beast and Bingeworthy. Talk to you all later. Peace.
Peace.